Now, this is blowing up on X. It's trending. Apparently, a Norwegian man was arrested for playing a video game. A video game called Dore no Sekatsu. I think I'm pronouncing it correctly. I haven't played it because I think visual novels are gay, but apparently it was released in 2015 and sold over 250,000 copies. And it's considered to be one of the foundational visual novels in the genre. From what I gathered in the comment section and in the news article, the video game is about the main character being a doctor in a fictional universe. And one of his patients brings him a girl which used to be a slave to a man that died in a fire. And she was mistreated, and this patient doesn't want to have anything to do with her, and so he gives her to the doctor as payment for his services. And you as the doctor, like, you got various options. Apparently the game can be played without any sexual content in it, where you're basically trying to nurse this broken girl back to health. But it also can be played with sex scenes. So it's up to the player to decide how they play the game. And as you can see, the girl, she looks underage. Now, I'm not going to download the game to fact check for myself. Some people are saying that they have played it and the age of the girl isn't mentioned. But as you can see from the image, she looks as if she can be under 18, right? Like, and if she looks as if she can be 17, then in Norway, that is a crime. Now, I gotta explain the rationale behind it, because a lot of people are saying, well, it's just pixels, why does it matter? I don't think you're understanding the chain of thought here. And in order to tackle the argument, like, you actually need to understand what they're saying in order to be able to not strawman them, I guess. When I grew up in the 90s, the idea was that normal people, right, like decent and sane people, do not like to watch anything that has to do with gore and violence. Like, there is something mentally wrong with you if you like to watch human suffering. Decent people go to church. Decent people enjoy happy songs. Decent people like reading books. They do not like watching zombies getting their brains blown out. Okay? And so, if you are a person that likes slasher films, if you are a person that enjoyed death metal, there was something mentally broken with you. And you belonged in a mental asylum. At least that's what the culture in the West was like when I grew up. Okay? The same mentality applies here. Later on, it was, if you happen to enjoy rape jokes, if you happen to play video games that have misogyny in it, like GTA, where you can run over hookers, or video games where you can mistreat women, or if you enjoy books like Game of Thrones, where there are rape scenes in it, there is something fundamentally mentally broken with you. Like, you're a fucked up person. You know, decent people don't do that. Decent people champion diversity, inclusivity, equity, and are feminist allies. Like, decent people, they go out there and shame other men for making racist jokes. They are not the type of people that enjoy partaking into these awful video games where you can murder hookers. So basically, the idea isn't that they're protecting pixels. Their idea is that they can judge your entire personality over the type of entertainment that you consume. If you're a person that plays GTA, you're just a madman that's going to snap, because normal people do not play those types of video games, right? Like, no one in their fantasy enjoys being a murderer and a criminal or a drug dealer or a sex trafficker or someone that steals cars and runs over people. Like, normal, healthy adults don't be like that. And then it was with the racism and the sexism, right? Like, normal, healthy adults do not joke about these things. And so what they're saying here isn't that they're trying to protect the fictional image or depiction of this girl in the video game. What they're saying is, like, normal, decent people do not play these types of video games. Like, there is something fundamentally broken with this man for playing this video game, and he's just a person that's about to snap. Like, at any moment, he's going to start molesting a child if he is not locked up and punished. Now, the thing is, what people don't understand is that different nations have different laws, and different nations also have laws that they haven't enforced yet, or laws that can be enforced in a more broad way than they have been in the past. Like, for example, doxing laws in the United States. Like, up until now, doxing was considered to be giving someone's credit card or bank information. But then the definition of doxing expands, and it can be like even a GDPR violation in European Union, or in the United States, it can include like just giving someone's address. So basically like something that in the past you could have found in the phone book or in the yellow pages. Now if you do that online in certain places, it can be considered a crime. Okay? And it's the same thing with this, right? Like 10 years ago, I don't think like anyone in Norway would have been arrested for playing this type of video game. And the reason I'm saying this is because this is why it's newsworthy. Like, this is why it's trending on X. This is why it's in the Norwegian newspapers. It's because it's sensational. And I think the reason for it is that up until now, anime wasn't being deconstructed. What I mean by this, like, if you'd have seen, like, a realistic Renaissance painting of child sexual abuse, like, that would be disturbing for almost everyone. And that would definitely be what the law was made for, right? Like, the closer the image looks to a child, the more likely it is to cause discomfort. While the more the stylized depiction, the less likely it is to cause discomfort. For example, Game of Thrones, A Song of Ice and Fire, if you actually read the books, there are many chapters that actually do violate European laws. It's just that, like, most people don't think about it. For example, there are many characters that are underage. Like, for example, Daenerys, right? When she gets taken by Khal Drogo, like, she's underage. There's another scene in the books where you have an Arya Stark lookalike that is forced to marry Ramsay Snow, and he gets his dogs to have sex with her while Rick is watching. Like, there's a lot of vile stuff in that book. But most people don't think about it, right? It's just like, you're reading it, it's part of the story. And most people just go past it. Another example is Snow White. Like, if you think about it, like, what happens in Snow White? She takes an apple, which is poisonous, and for all accounts and purposes, everyone thinks she's dead. And so the dwarves take her into the forest, and there's a prince coming, and he sees a dead bitch, and he's like, you know what I want to do? I want to stick my tongue in that. And the prince, a necrophiliac, right? Like, he goes to Snow White and kisses her, and she wakes up. Now, again, when you deconstruct it, and when you say it like that, you can't justify the story anymore, right? It's like, what the fuck? And it's true, like, Disney itself, at the time when the feminists came over, they were saying, like, drawings can't consent, and that actually encourages rape culture, and only a mentally broken person would enjoy that story. And they actually removed the Snow White exhibit from one of the rides that Disney had. Right? Like, they removed that kiss, which apparently was a rape kiss. And it was also done by a necrophilia. But because, you know, like, most people don't even think like that. Like, most people just read the story and they're desensitized to it. Like, their mind doesn't even go there. The story was acceptable. And if you read, like, some medieval stories, especially Sleeping Beauty, like, the way Sleeping Beauty wakes up is that a king comes there, sees her sleeping, has sex with her, and then she wakes up during the pains of childbirth. Right? So, like, what we get to notice is that taboos differ from decade to decade. And now the taboo seems to be anime girls. Now, for a lot of people, the definition of what's unacceptable used to be prepubescent. And so, if you had, like, a character that looked like a child and it was also drawn very eerily similar to a child, most people would know, yeah, no, that's fucked up. Nowadays, the definition has expanded so much so that in some countries, even if the fictional character is 17 years old and looks adult, as long as, like, the Wikipedia states that it's 17, you can land in prison. And so for many people that grew up with Dragon Ball, where you get to see Bulma performing fan service, or you get to see Goku's penis in certain comedy skits, right? Where he's like taking a piss or something and the invisible man gets peed on, but, you know, the character actually has its penis. That violates certain laws in certain countries. But again, like at the time, no one cared because like they were like, well, it's just a cartoon. It's funny, and Goku doesn't look like a child. I mean, he's too much stylized, right? But now people are like, no. Like if you're into that, there's something mentally broken with you. And many people aren't aware that the taboo has come around, right? Because it came around really fast. Like 4 years ago, no one would have talked about this. It would have been just like, well, it's anime shit, it's weeb shit. Who fucking cares? Nowadays, like, official government call centers are considering this like, no, this is exactly the same like child abuse and should be treated as such. Now, I generally don't know why they're doing it now and they haven't done it in the past. My cynical European brain is telling me that they just want to inflate the statistics, like they did in the past when they started censoring the internet with the councils of trust and safety on social media and shit. Like, the way they did it is that they considered every single joke and every single edgy image to be part of rape culture or to increase racism, so that they can justify why the internet is so dangerous that social media needs to do something about this, otherwise the advertisers will pull out, right? And now we're into the era where you have the United Kingdom and you have the European Union that wants to treat everyone as sus. So basically, the European Union has a project where they want to be able to access everyone's private data. Like all of your private messages, all of your phone messages, like your medical records, like everything you have stored on a device. Like the European Union wants to have access to that. And so in order to justify that, they have to make the internet a lot more scary than it is. And if you're going to count, you know, every single depiction of Uzaki-chan doing fan service by showing her anime, and that's like the equivalent of a 5-year-old that's a real human does it, then the statistics are going to be so inflated that when you have like an academic study talking about the dangers of the internet, you're going to get like the same feminist thing with 1 out of 5 women is being raped, you know? And when you actually look at how the study was done, well, apparently like a wolf whistle was considered sexual assault. And then the newspapers, they take that and they inflate the problem, which, you know, like, that is a problem, but like when you start adding things like this to serious issues, like let's say a guy in his basement is actually kidnapping kids, filming them like it's the Epstein files and uploading them on the internet, and then it's literally the same crime like this guy playing the video game, even though like the public danger and severity is miles different, right? Then the statistics get inflated. Now here's the interesting thing about this guy. Apparently the court is saying that it's not just the game that he played, which is already illegal, but he also shared other material. And he got 60 days in prison for it. Now, the thing is, like, we don't know anything about the other material. Like, it could also have been 2D images or even images from the game. Because either way you look at it, it's kind of fucked up. Because if they were actual images of actual children being shared, why did he only get 60 days? Like, if he was, like, genuinely distributing this type of material on the internet with real children, like, you would think that he should at least get a couple of months, I would say. But yeah, no, the whole issue is really annoying that I can't even tell what exactly he was sharing, right? Like, reading this news, you'll have, like, people that are on the side of the weebs saying that they were also pictures from the video game, while you have, like, people that are against the weebs saying, like, no, these were Epstein-type videos. Nevertheless, the moral of the story is that people should be aware about the legislation of their country and read it in a way that a religious person would interpret it. Okay? Like, do not think, oh, well, this is ambiguous, so it's probably in my favor, because it's probably not. And understand that there are activists that, right now, they want to increase the number of cases. And so, if you don't know the law, and you're downloading stuff that you shouldn't, you could actually end up in prison. And so my advice to people is to make sure they know the legislation of their country And if you happen to travel to another nation, don't be like that guy from Ireland. Because he too fucked around and found out. He went to an anime convention in the United States. He bought something that was legal in the United States. Again, I don't know what he bought because the media didn't show it. But apparently it was like a dakimakura, like an anime girl with a pillow. And when he went to Ireland, he got arrested. Because the law in Ireland is very strict. It pretty much says that if it's 17 and it's sexualized, so it doesn't even have to be pornographic, right? Like if it's fan service or anything like that, you end up in prison. The case with this guy in Norway, like again, I don't know the age of the character in the video game, but like if she looks as if she is underage, then you can end up in prison. And more importantly, even if she looks as if she's a grown-ass woman, but in the Wikipedia page it says that she is 17, you can end up in prison. Right? Like, you need to be very careful with that. And this is also why a lot of anime is censoring now, and why Steam is also freaking out. It's because the laws are being interpreted a little bit different. Like, again, when I grew up, the definition of what a loli character was, it was something that's prepubescent. Now, it's like, well, even if she has, like, the biggest tits ever and the biggest ass, and there's nothing pornographic, it's just like, I don't know, like a risque outfit, and the Wikipedia page says she is 17, like, there will be people that will say that you're mentally ill. Like, there is something wrong with your brain. So anyway, watching this article, it seems that this case will be appealed, and we'll see what happens. I've never heard anyone getting arrested for a video game up until now, but given the fact that people can be arrested over hate speech, this doesn't surprise me. And so, yeah, be very careful. Understand that if you're in the European Union, laws differ. There are some nations that have no issue with it. I think like Switzerland is one of them. There are other nations that are very specific. They basically say that if the character looks realistic, then it's a crime. There are nations that don't care about that at all, and they say that if the character is prepubescent, while other nations would say if the character even looks 17 or younger. The problem with the anime style is that even characters that look 25, they look the same like the 17 one, right? Because like the drawings are very stylized, and so you don't have wrinkles or facial feature like the nasolabial thing, and it's a lot more difficult with anime to tell them apart based on age than it is for Western cartoons. But if you're an artist, you gotta be very careful with that shit, you know? Draw bigger tits. Gotta draw bigger tits. Don't drop a tit. All the ladies are tall, you know? Give them high heels. I'm not joking, right? Like, especially if you're an artist. Listen to me. This is not funny. Like, if you're an artist, your anime girls need to have massive titties, or you can end up in prison. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys in the comment section. Take care.